8 body language signs a woman likes you and how to respond. Did you know that over 90% of human communication is non-verbal? In fact, studies from UCLA show that body language accounts for 55% of attraction signals, while words they make up just 7% of what we actually communicate. Meaning, if you're only listening to what a woman says, you might be missing the bigger picture. If you've ever caught yourself wondering, does she like me, or is she just being friendly? You're not alone. Attraction can be confusing, and let's be honest, most women won't come right out and say, "Hey, I like sign number 1, eye contact and pupil dilation." They'll drop subtle hints that are easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. That's exactly why we're here today. Because in this video, we're breaking down the 8 undeniable body language signs that a woman is into you, and more importantly, how you should respond, so you don't fumble the moment, and make sure you stick around till the end, because we've got a bonus sign that's even more revealing than the rest. Welcome to Emma, your go-to channel for real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Sign number 1. She inclines her upper body towards you. When a woman leans in while talking to you, it's rarely by accident. This is one of the strongest subconscious signals of attraction. Think about it. People naturally move away from things they're uncomfortable with and lean into things they're drawn to. If she's tilting her upper body towards you, she's instinctively closing the gap because she feels at ease and wants to be closer. Now, picture this. You're sitting across from her at a cafe, you're having a conversation, and instead of staying back with her arms folded, she leans in slightly as she speaks. This isn't just about hearing you better, it's an invitation into her space. It's her way of saying, "I like this energy between us." Sign number 2. Mirroring your actions, and science backs this up. According to research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, leaning forward is a strong indicator of engagement and attraction. It's something we all do subconsciously when we're interested in a person or a conversation. So how should you respond? Don't pull back. If she's leaning in, lean in, slyly too, without overdoing it. This subtle mirroring creates an unspoken connection. It reassures her that the attraction is mutual, making her feel even more comfortable around you. But here's what you don't want to do. Break the flow by pulling away or crossing your arms. That would send mixed signals and could make her second-guess her interest. Instead, stay relaxed, maintain eye contact, and let the natural energy between you build. Sign number 2, a gentle, relaxed smile that's not forced or artificial. A woman's smile can tell you everything you need to know, but only if you know how to read it correctly. You see, there's a difference between a polite smile and a genuine, full-face smile, what psychologists call the Duchamp smile. This is the kind of smile that reaches the eyes, making them sign number 3. Playing with hair, slightly squint, and creating natural wrinkles around them. It's a sign of real, unfiltered happiness. And if she's giving you that kind of smile, often it's a clear indication she enjoys being around you. Imagine this. You crack a joke, and instead of just giving you a half-hearted grin, her face lights up. Her smile is wide, her eyes are engaged, and it feels effortless, as if she couldn't hold it back, even if she tried. That's a good sign. But if she's forcing it, meaning her lips are moving, but her eyes stay neutral, it's more of a polite reaction rather than genuine attraction. A 2017 study published in the journal Emotion found that genuine smiles activate a reward response in the brain. That means when someone genuinely smiles at you, their brain is literally experiencing pleasure. And if she's feeling that pleasure while talking to you, that's a huge green light. So how should you respond? Simple. Smile back in a natural way. Don't overthink it. Just let it happen naturally. And if the moment feels right, you can even add a little playful remark like, "I see that smile. Should I take that as a good sign?" This not only makes her laugh, but also gives her the chance to confirm her interest without putting her on the spot. Just remember, a real smile is never forced. If you're getting those sign number 4, leaning in, effortless, happy smiles from her consistently, chances are you're doing something right. Sign number 3, she maintains eye contact for longer periods than usual. Eye contact is one of the most powerful signals of attraction, and it's something humans have been using to communicate desire long before words even existed. If a woman is attracted to you, will hold eye contact just a little longer than normal. It's her subconscious way of saying, I see you, and I like what I see. Think about it. When we're not interested in a conversation, we tend to break eye contact quickly, but when someone has our full attention, when we feel a genuine connection, we hold their gaze longer without even realizing it now. Imagine you're at a party. There's a woman across the room, and every time you glance in her direction, she's already looking at you. But here's the key. She doesn't immediately look away. Instead, she holds the gaze for a second before turning away, just a little too slowly. That's not an accident, that's an invitation, and science backs this up, according to research published in Psychological Science. Mutual gaze increases feelings of attraction and intimacy. In other words, the longer you sign, your 5, touching you, casually hold eye contact, the deeper the connection feels, whether you realize it or not. So how do you respond? Don't immediately look away. Instead, hold the eye contact for just a moment and then do something most guys don't think to do. Smirk. A subtle, confident smirk adds an element of mystery and playfulness, making her wonder what's going through your mind. Then let her break the gaze. First, this creates a sense of intrigue and shifts the power dynamic in your favor. Just be careful not to stare too intensely. You want to build her attraction, not make her uncomfortable. Keep it natural. And if she keeps locking eyes with you throughout the conversation, you've got her full attention before we proceed. If you find value in this video, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us grow and makes you an integral part of our journey, and we deeply appreciate your contribution. Now let's return to our discussion. Sign number 4. She faces you with an open and relaxed body position. Body language speaks louder than words, and when a woman is into you, her entire body will reflect it. She won't just give you subtle glances or polite nods. Her torso, shoulders and hips. Sign number 6. Smiling and laughing a lot, will be positioned toward you, showing that she's fully engaged. You see, when someone is comfortable and interested, they naturally face the person they're drawn to. But when they're unsure, defensive, or disinterested, they'll angle their body way, cross their arms, or create some kind of barrier between you. Now let's say you're on a date. She's sitting across from you. Her shoulders are squared in your direction, and she's leaning in slightly, her arms uncrossed and relaxed. That's an unmistakable sign that she's enjoying your presence and feels comfortable around you. On the flip side, if she's turned slightly away, crossing her arms or angling her body toward an exit, that's a sign she's not fully engaged. And here's where most guys mess up. They ignore these signals and keep talking, thinking they just need to be more interesting. But attraction isn't just about what you say. It's about how she responds non-verbally. So what should you do? Mirror her open posture if she's relaxed. Match her energy. If she leans in slightly, do the same. This subtle form of mirroring builds connection on a subconscious level, making her feel like you're on the same wavelength. But here's a pro tip. If she's a little sign number 7, open body language. Closed off at first, don't panic. Instead, test the waters by adjusting your own posture. Sit back, slightly, relax your shoulders and open up your stance. If she starts to mimic your posture without realizing it, that means she's warming up to you. Remember, attraction is felt, not forced. If she's fully facing you, relaxed and engaged, take it as the green light that you're on the right track sign. Number 5, light, casual touches on the arm, shoulder, or hand touch is one of the strongest indicators of attraction, but it's also one of the most subtle. When a woman likes you, she'll often find excuses to touch you, not in an obvious way, but in small, fleeting moments that feel natural. It's her subconscious way of testing comfort levels and seeing how you respond. Now picture this. You're mid-conversation, you say something funny, and she laughs. Then without thinking, she places a hand on your arm for just a second before pulling away. That might seem insignificant, but in reality, it's a huge sign. Women don't casually touch men they're not comfortable with, so she's initiating light contact. She's letting sign number 8, nervous excitement. Her guard down around you, and science backs this up. A 2015 study published in Social, Cognitive and Affective Neuroscience found that physical touch stimulates the brain's pleasure centers, releasing oxytocin, the same chemical responsible for bonding and trust. This is why even the lightest touch can create a sense of warmth and intimacy. So how should you respond? First, don't overreact if she touches your arm. Don't suddenly grab her hand or make a big deal out of it. Instead, let it happen naturally. If she touches you again, that's your cue to lightly reciprocate, like placing your hand on her back as you guide her through a crowd, or touching her forearm for a split second when making a point. The key here is subtlety. If she's touching you, it means she's comfortable in your space. Your job, make her feel even more at ease. By maintaining a natural, confident energy, sign number 6, she subtly imitates your body language or gestures. This one is so powerful, yet most guys completely overlook it. When a woman feels a strong connection, she'll subconsciously start mirroring your movements. It's something we all do instinctively with people we're drawn to, because on a psychological level, it creates a sense of sameness and builds trust. Let's say you're out for drinks. You take a sip of your glass, and a few seconds later she does the same. You lean back in your chair, and she follows suit without realizing it. You adjust your posture, and a moment later so does she. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a clear signal that she's in sync with you. A study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that mirroring increases social bonding and attraction. It's the brain's way of saying, I feel comfortable with this person. I want to be on the same wavelength. So what should you do? First, pay attention if you notice her mirroring your movements. That's your confirmation that she's engaged and emotionally invested in the interaction. But here's the mistake most guys make. They start over-analyzing it. You don't need to test her by making exaggerated gestures or changing your posture dramatically. Instead, keep things natural. If she's mimicking your movements, take it as a green light. She's feeling a connection. And the best thing you can do is keep the conversation flowing. Attraction isn't about forcing chemistry. It's about allowing it to unfold naturally. And if she's subconsciously syncing her movements with yours, you're already halfway there. Sign number 7. Her feet are pointed towards you. Even if her upper body is turned away, this one is subtle. But it's one of the most reliable signs of genuine interest. When a woman is into you, her feet will subconsciously point in your direction, even if the rest of her body is angled away. Why? Because people's feet naturally orient toward what they're most interested in. It's an unconscious behavior we all do, but very few people actually notice. Imagine that you're at a social gathering and she's standing in a group chatting with a few friends. Her upper body might be turned toward them, but if you glance down, her feet are pointed directly at you. That means even while she's engaging in another conversation, you're the one holding her interest. On the flip side, if her feet are angled away from you or toward the nearest exit, she's likely not as invested in the interaction. And here's where this gets even more interesting. According to research in the Journal of Research and Personality, non-verbal cues like foot positioning are often more accurate indicators of attraction than facial expressions. That's because, while people can consciously control their facial expressions, they don't usually think about what their feet are doing. So what should you do? If you notice this, take it as a green light to initiate a deeper conversation. If she's already subconsciously oriented toward you, it means she's receptive to your presence. That's your cue to step up, ask her a personal question, share an interesting story, or find a way to break away from the group and have a one-on-one moment. Most guys focus only on eye contact or body posture. But the real tell's there in the details, and if her feet are always facing you, even when she's pretending to be engaged in something else, she's more into you than she's letting on. Sign number 8. She playfully touches or plays with her hair. Hair touching is one of the oldest and most instinctive ways women signal attraction. It's not just about fixing their hair. It's about nervous excitement and drawing attention to their femininity when a woman plays with her hair while talking to you. It's usually a subconscious way of saying, "I want to look my best around you." Now picture this. You're having a conversation, and as she's talking, she twirls a strand of hair around her finger, or she smooths her hair down while looking at you. Maybe she even tucks it behind her ear as she maintains eye contact. These are classic attraction cues. They indicate a mix of nervous energy, self-consciousness, and a desire to be noticed. There's also a biological side to this. When a woman is interested, her body naturally wants to enhance her attractiveness, and playing with her hair can be part of that instinctive behavior. Research from the Journal of Experimental Psychology suggests that people engage in pining behaviors, adjusting their clothing, fixing their hair, or smoothing their appearance when they're around someone they find attractive. So how do you respond? First, don't ignore it if she's doing it frequently while talking to you. That's a sign she's comfortable and engaged. The best way to keep the chemistry alive: maintain eye contact and say something engaging. For example, if she tucks her hair behind her ear while smiling at you, you could playfully say, "Is that your 'I'm interested' signal, or are you just making sure I notice your hair?" This kind of confident, light-hearted remark does two things. It keeps the conversation fun, and it gives her the chance to confirm her attraction without feeling put on the spot. The bottom line: hair touching is rarely just about hair. It's a subconscious invitation for you to take the interaction further. If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who pays attention to the little details, and that means you're already ahead of most people when it comes to reading attraction. So, let's see who the real ones are. Drop a comment saying, "Got it," below. So we know you stuck with us till now. It's always great to see who's really learning and leveling up. Bonus point: she glances at your lips now, as a thank you for watching till the end. Here's one more sign that's even more revealing than the rest. And trust me, if you catch this one, you'll know exactly where you stand. If a woman glances at your lips while talking, even for a split second, it's a huge subconscious tell. It means she's not just enjoying the conversation, she's actively thinking about what it would be like to kiss you. This is one of those primal, instinctive behaviors that people rarely do, unless they're feeling a strong attraction reaction. She might not even be aware she's doing it, but her brain is already associating you with intimacy. It's an unspoken signal that the tension between you is building. So how do you respond? Slow things down if the moment feels right. Maintain eye contact. Lower your voice slightly and let the silence linger just a little longer than usual. This subtle shift in energy makes everything feel more intense, more electric. And if she keeps glancing at your lips, well, you already know where it's heading. But here's the key: don't rush it. If she's showing this sign, let the moment unfold naturally. Attraction is all about timing, and the best connections happen when you allow that tension to build. Now that you know exactly how to read the signs, make sure to put this knowledge to good use. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, not just to support the channel, but so more people can learn these subtle but powerful signals too. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we drop content like this every single day. Oh, and one last thing. We've got another video on the screen right now that we know you'll love. Go ahead and check it out. Next, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.